All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Black Experience. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone is enjoying their day. I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend and is just having a good life. I hope everyone is staying healthy and getting ready for the spring, because I can't wait for the spring to come, as the winter is starting to close down. We're in March now, and good things are happening, guys. Good things are to come. Today, guys, I have a very special guest with me. We've been friends for several years. He is a former WWU student. He's currently a student, and he is a Bellingham native. He lives here and knows Bellingham and is excited to share about his experiences. So let's put our hands together and let's bring up Jay.
What's good? How's it going?
How you doing, Jay?
I'm good, man.
Good to see you, man. Man, it's been too long, bro, since we've connected.
I know. It's been since like Juneteenth.
Of 2021, 2021, I think.
2021? Yeah, I think 2021.
Oh my goodness.
It's
3
been a
years
while.
almost.
Yeah. It's been
How are we already in 2024?
I feel like after 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023,
Just like
all
that.
just went by.
Just like that, yeah.
It was all like in a pack.
Again.
It's
like a package deal,
Exactly. So you don't really get to see that much of it. Just like, boom, just goes.
Oh my goodness. It's
Yeah.
like they said it. Yeah, it is multiple years, but really it's all in 1 year actually. So
Right.
They all just happen at the same time.
Right, because I feel like everybody looks back to 2020 and how things have been different.
Yeah.
So like whenever you talk to someone, that conversation just translates back to 2020 when COVID hit. So like that years after 2020, like nobody really cared too much about it. It was just like a blur.
It was a blur, bro.
Yeah.
It was. Especially online classes. Did you have online classes?
I did. I had like 3 during that time after COVID.
Wow.
So it was a quick one. I was doing math 101 and I did some English and I remember I can't remember the last one, but
yeah.
It's not on my mind right now, but once I remember I'll let you know. But yeah, I did some online classes and after that I was just like, I cannot do this. I want some in person because it's hard to just stay motivated to just keep up with the classes.
So hard, bro. I was losing my mind, bro, especially fall of 2020.
Yeah.
Well, because in the spring, they had promised us we'd be back in 2 weeks.
To class.
To class and to the dorms, because they moved everyone out of the dorm. They said, you'll be back in 2 weeks. And 2 weeks later, they said, yeah, this whole COVID pandemic is actually bigger than we thought.
Right.
It's for the rest of the quarter. And then next quarter. And then next quarter. And then a whole year. And then it wasn't until 2021 that we came back.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, I mean, I was glad that I was able to do one in-person class before, like, I kind of slowed down and start working. Yeah. So, at least I got the best of it.
I'm telling you,
bro.
For me, at least.
Yeah.
At least you had a good situation, bro.
Right.
For real, man.
And now we're back in, like, full-time classes, so.
Oh, yeah. No more masks.
No more. I mean,
bro,
there's some people still wearing masks, but it's not as crazy as it was before.
You know what? There's a guy in my cohort, actually, in my engineering cohort.
Mm-hmm.
He wears 2 masks, actually. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's a, maybe respiratory thing he has or something like that. Maybe he's just still fearful of COVID, but the dude wears a double mask every day. I've never seen his real face.
Holy shit.
And we've been having classes together for 2 years. I've never seen his real face.
I wonder if he breathes all right. Or he has like some kind of oxygen just like insert into that mask.
Maybe he has a little tube or something.
Yeah,
like or something.
Why would you wear 2 masks? Like
I don't know, man. I don't know.
My face would be hot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he's able to do it. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Like,
more props to him for being built different. He's built different.
We got some hot breath.
But anyways, Jay, bro, man, I still remember the Juneteenth event we went to.
Yeah, it was.
That was so fun, bro.
Yeah, well, I missed because I think last year's when it was happening.
Yeah.
I thought about going, but then I realized that like it's not the same because they were not doing it at that same place. They were doing it at a different place. Or was it last year or 2 years ago? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because they were doing it at 2 different parks.
Right.
One at Boulevard, and then one at Maritime. But it was Maritime the one that we went to?
The one by Jalapenos?
Yes.
Yeah. That was the one we went to, which was 2021.
2021, yeah.
But I'm not sure if they did it last year over there or not.
See, I heard about it and I didn't go.
Yeah, I didn't go either. So.
Maybe this June for sure we gotta go.
All right, I'm down.
We gotta run it back, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it's sunny and like all nice outside, because Bellingham is full of like rain and shit. So.
Did you see, bro? Yesterday, we had 4 seasons in like a few hours, man.
Oh,
what was going on, bro?
Yeah, I was at work when that thing was happening. I was like, shit. So I went outside.
Yeah.
I had plans with my girl. I was like, we're gonna just go outside to get some drinks tonight. And we talked. This was around like before lunch. And then it was kind of cloudy and it started raining. Yeah. So we went to go get lunch. We talked a little bit. We came outside. It was snowing. I was like, oh shit. You know what? Let's cancel plans. Stay inside, chill and shit like that. And around 2, it was sunny.
Yeah. And
I was like, you want to change plans back? You want to, you want to go back outside? And then like around 3, it started raining again. I'm like, you know what? Cancel plans. I cannot do this shit. Let's just stay inside, you know? Make some food and relax. Because I cannot go outside and wear like 5 jackets and wear a t-shirt
and
inside.
Then you might have to take one off at the same time. You know, might put one back on. And...
Dude, yeah, Bellingham is crazy. I love it.
It's crazy weather. But yeah, it's... Honestly, bro, that's like an experience that you don't get in many parts of the world like that.
Yeah.
You go to California, it's just sun.
That's
sunny,
true.
Or if it rains, that's it. So, yeah. But yeah, man, Jay, bro, if you want to just kind of start with a little bit about your background, a little bit about the journey, if you grew up here in Bellingham, and if not, what that journey looked like coming to Bellingham.
All right. Yeah, well, I'll go back to that weather because I'm from Ghana, like where it's always consistently sunny.
Yeah.
And we use Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. So it's like every day is around like 27 degrees Celsius, which is to Fahrenheit is probably like 89 or 90, around that range. So growing up in Ghana was different. I'm used to the sun. I'm just consistently playing outside in the sun, not worried about snow or
rain.
Rain. It will rain every once in a while.
Okay.
Every once in a while, but not worried about snow and like heavy weather changes, you know?
Yeah.
So I was there for 12 years.
Wow.
I grew up with my mom at that time, so just stayed there for 12 years, and then I moved up here in 2012 to live with my dad, me and my siblings. So I lived with him for like 5 years and went to high school, middle school. I just did 8th grade of middle school, and then I went to high school, which was just right next door. And from there, I moved up to like Western Washington.
Yeah. To WW.
Go
Vikings.
Go Vikings.
You know, we need more school spirit.
I know. We don't really have much because it's so quiet and like so dull over here. I feel like we just need some, some hype.
We need a lot of hype.
Some good hype.
You know what I mean? And I've tried my best.
I mean, hey, you're doing this. So.
I've tried the best as I could, bro.
Yeah, this is a start. This is a start right
here. This is a start, so.
It's always about a startup.
Yeah. So what was the, man, I mean, okay, so you were, all the way until 12, you were in Ghana.
Right.
Were you in Accra?
Accra, yeah.
Okay.
The main capital.
The main capital city.
Not to brag.
No, man. I gotta, I gotta flex my geography a little bit.
Exactly.
That's the one I remember that capital,
Oh yeah, that's good.
Was it how was that cultural shock? Did you adjust quickly to the American lifestyle?
That's a good question. It wasn't quickly, but it was just the right amount. Because I was lucky to come here at the age of 12. My other siblings, I was the youngest among my family of 5. So my other siblings, they were like a year or 2 or 3 older than me. So it was kind of like, for me, it was easy for me because I went to middle school where I just started my education at a very young age.
Yeah.
Supposedly. And my other siblings started from high school.
High school.
So they were like getting the high school experience and I was getting like the middle school experience. So I kind of knew about learn about the history of this country, and I kind of get a little bit in tune with how the culture is. Yeah. I feel like if you come here at a young age, you get more experience.
Oh, 100%.
Compared to someone who's like much older and
Yeah.
I've already experienced a lot from where they're coming from, So it was a smooth but also not smooth transition, because coming like growing up as a kid with an accent, you always get the question of where you from, or like where'd you grow up? You know, like I get that question a lot, and I still get that question, which is at this point I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
So that kind of made the transition a little bit rocky at the beginning, but now like I'm more like, oh yeah, I'll tell you my background,
Right.
because that's where I'm from. You know, if you can hear my accent, then you know that there's a history behind, or there's a story behind that accent. So,
man, I've always like I was also blessed to come at a very young age. Even I was like almost 4 when I came here, and so I personally have never had the accent.
Right.
You know, as or a big accent, I guess, maybe a little bit, but I've always wondered because I've had friends that have accents that come from Africa, and they're they tell me they used to be very self-conscious of it, but now they're like just okay with it. You know, was that also your experience? Like you were really like, oh my gosh, what are people gonna think if they hear this?
Yeah, absolutely. It's more like I was self-conscious, but also like growing up, I had like trouble talking. I had an injury in my throat, which kind of like affected my speech, even in Ghana, a little bit. So even at the age of 11, I had a deeper voice compared to like my my cousins and
stuff. That's
stuff.
not a bad
like
thing,
that.
is it?
It's not a bad thing. You know, it's just mixing the deeper voice with an accent. It's like a hard one for people to hear. In America, so it was a bit of a self-conscious thing, but also not, because I was like, I already know my deeper voice, but now I'm just adding the accent to it. Just I'm sounding it different to someone else.
Right.
Because in my country, I don't really have an accent. It's just that's how we talk. That's how we communicate.
Yeah.
You know, but here it's more like, oh, you sound different. You sound a little bit different, and I'm like, nah, I just sound like me. Because this is how I talk. Yeah, this is how I communicate with my people.
Right.
You know, so I would say I was a bit self-conscious, but not too heavy at all. It was for a while, but now I'm like over that. I'm more like, yeah, if you can hear me say a word, then we're good.
That's it.
Move. Yeah.
That's it.
As long as you can understand me, then
there should be a problem.
Yeah.
I also think accents are cool personally too. You know, like I don't wish I had an accent, but if I had to pick an accent, it'd probably be the French accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way the French they speak the English, you know, I'm not gonna imitate it because I'm not this at it, but it's very like, whatever. It's something like that. I think it sounds very.
I feel like women find that romantic. So I see what you mean.
You know, it's more appealing sometimes to some people, but
right.
Yeah. When you came to America, were you disappointed by the food here, or were you like, oh my gosh, I love the food here, I love how the way it is compared to Ghanaian food?
Right. I never really tried any food here when I came. Like for almost 3-4 months, I did not even try any burgers, like nothing.
Wow.
For those 3 months or first few months, my dad was cooking. He was a good cook. He was a cook on the boat. So he always made food for us, and we mostly spent our time at the house just because we didn't know much around, and my dad usually worked during the day. So we couldn't go anywhere with anybody. You know, we're just staying with him. So never really got to try like burgers or like, you know, pizza and all that stuff. I was just consistently eating African food.
At home.
Yeah. Which
is healthier.
Yeah, and I did not really feel like I'm away from home, because I'm getting like all the things I was eating before served to me here. You know,
jollof rice.
Yeah,
I've heard it's a battle between Ghana and Nigeria. Who has the better?
Yeah, it's a winning battle for Ghana right now. I don't know what it is. Like we've been winning for a while. We just try to get them in the conversation so they can have like some point of argument. But we already know who the winner is. It's a very clear path. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's like you say boat racing all these kids out here.
Yeah, it's not close.
It's not close. I've tasted Nigerian jollof, like Gambian jollof, a few other jollofs that are out there or are in the competition.
Sure.
And so far, I don't know. It's just there's something missing. You know, as a cook, I know when there's something missing. And as someone who's tried like good Ghanaian jollof, there's always gonna be like something missing away from like
Man.
from the Ghanaian jollof.
I didn't know you were a cook on the side too, Jay. This is
I
a
was
little
a
part-time
cook.
thing you had, huh?
Well, it became a full-time job actually. I was making Thai food for a while, so I was
Gotcha.
I cooked for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, let's kind of step into Western a little bit. What was your first impressions, being a student here at Western, obviously you had the Bellingham experience, but what was that Western experience like in the first impressions when you stepped on campus?
Oof. Yeah, it was it was crazy. For me, like I had siblings here. Like I had my brother who was a junior or a senior, my other brother who was a junior, my sister was a sophomore, and I was like a freshman. So it was a generation. We have it in line. And when I came here, it was more like, holy shit, there's not enough black people. There's not even any black people, because I was one of 2 black guys in my class, in most of my classes.
Gosh.
Or if it's me, I'm just the only black guy, or like there's another black guy way in the corner that you can't even see him, So it was kind of like surprising, because I went to Foster High School where it was predominantly like black, like Somali students and like all kinds of like Nepalese, and there's not now a lot of
Other
whites.
people of color.
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's
Yeah.
very diverse.
Right.
So when I came to Western, I was just like, wow, I gotta get used to this.
Yeah.
And my roommate was this other white guy, Nicholas Johnson. Fuck with that guy. But when it was just like slightly of a culture shock, because I wasn't in tune with white people like that. But I kind of got adjusted a little bit, like after a few weeks or a few months, and I started to get to know people. That's when like started going out. Obviously, like the college experience started kicking in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, went out a lot, made some friends, became like well known. So it was from there, and then school, classes, getting to see people on campus, trying different kind of like dining hall foods, going out to like hike and stuff. Like it was just it all came about like real quick.
Right.
Yeah,
you kind of just got accustomed to the Bellingham lifestyle,
It came by super fast. Like it was just like I was just thrown in there. I felt like I was just thrown in there, and I was like, all right, let's just do this.
Right.
It was surprising at first, but I was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna get used to. So I might as well start to like connect.
Enjoy it and stuff.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Right. What do you think about when people say, "Oh, that's a white people thing," "Oh, that's a white people music," or like, black people don't ski, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. I let that pass. Like I don't really care. Like I'm like, that's a human thing. To me, I listen to a lot of EDM because my roommate was like a big fan of like EDM, so I listened to it with him, and then the friends that we hang out with were also like, oh, EDM, like they go to raves and stuff like that, which I've never been to one. So even though I've not been to one, I just love the music because it's more like something I can dance to, So I like it, and I don't really care if like it's a white or black thing. I just fucking love the music, So if it's a white thing, then there shouldn't be like any white person singing rap. If you see what I'm saying,
So
like
interesting.
Because rap and hip hop is a black thing.
Right.
So if you like white people listen to hip hop, that's a black thing.
It's a black thing. So it's like telling a white person
why you listen to hip hop.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to have a good time. I'm not trying to listen to if it's a black thing or a white thing. I skied before, once, twice.
How was that?
I'm not really good at it. At the moment, I'm not really good at it, but with more tries and more experience, I might pick up. But my first time was shit. Not even gonna lie. I was terrible at that thing. I was just eating freaking snow left and right.
Man, the amount of times I've been invited to ski or snowboard, and I would say no last minute because something would pop up.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea, it doesn't terrify me. It excites me. I'm more terrified about the cold. with how cold my hands are gonna be. My hands might freeze up and I can't move anymore.
I shit you not, it's freaking cold. It's insanely cold. Cause I cannot. Once my boot came out from my ski, I cannot put them back on. Cause my hands were just like I was just shaking.
Just shaking, yeah.
I was like, I was having a good time anyways, but having to deal with that, yeah, that was like the worst part of it. But overall, like, I would say give it a try, just cause it's like I don't know, it's just a life experience. Like even if you suck at it, you're still gonna have a good time. Like, oh damn, right. Once you get going and like you going for a little bit, you be like, oh, this is actually really fun. I want to do this. I want to learn how to do this. You know, so I would say try to like cancel all plans so you can do it the next time you get invited to it. But you know, it's up to you.
No, I'll have to. It's definitely on my bucket list, bro. Yeah. And I have another friend who's in my cohort, and he goes to EDMs and raves, and he's always playing it in his office. Like go to his office, we work on projects, whatever we have to do. And that's also like I was like, man, it's not my kind of music necessarily, but just to experience a new environment that you've never been in it's good sometimes. Sometimes it's like the same stuff, kind of like what we were talking about. Friday night, Saturday night, it's the same thing.
Vibe. Yeah.
So, I think it's a good thing.
I agree. Yeah. I'm very diverse when it comes to music. I listen to a lot of Spanish music, like Latin pop. I listen to a lot of like reggae. Yeah. Bob Marley's Damian Marley is one of my favorite actually. So
I was listening to Skip Marley.
Skip Marley?
Yeah. Him and her dropped a new song. I don't remember the name.
I'm not a big listener of him, but I've heard about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like all the Marley songs are like, they make kind of similar genre of music because it's in the bloodline.
Following their father's footsteps, yeah. Absolutely.
So, I like all kinds of music. Even when it comes to like, jazz. I'm a big jazz fan too. I love jazz. Whenever I'm cooking at home and like just relaxing, put on some jazz in the background and I'm just like, cruising, chilling. Yeah.
That's it, bro. I love that, man. I love that. You know what? I gotta invite you to the Salsa and Bachata Club. I don't know if you... Where
is this at?
It's in the VU, the NPR. They do it every Monday.
Okay.
7 to 9. They have like a whole... Right now we're doing Cuban salsa. So...
It's like a salsa dance?
Yeah, the first hour is like they split it up between beginner and intermediate. And then afterwards, they have a social dance.
Ooh.
So...
I would love to come.
Bro, yeah. I mean, it's tomorrow's Monday, so maybe.
I'm working tomorrow, and I have some side project after work, but next Monday I work every other Monday, so if I work tomorrow,
absolutely,
I'm not working there following Monday.
Okay.
So I'll take you on to next Monday.
Absolutely, bro. Monday. Absolutely, man. Because I've been practicing and I've been getting better at the moves. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then when you go out to downtown, then you pull off a bachata move. They're like, oh, that's
like this
that's
guy.
new.
He's not just doing the nene and the doggy and shit.
And all the same
other day. He's doing something different.
He's not doing the 2-step, 1-step. He's doing some spins. What is this?
And Latin night, the underground, you can put some moves there too.
They have a Latin night there.
Yeah, I think it's Friday nights. I think.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. I've not been out in a minute, so it might change.
Okay. So. Okay. No, for real, man. Right now, I'm excited, bro. Yeah. It's definitely something. It gets your mind away from school, and it's like a good thing to like. Go out and just. My friends always ask me, they're like, "How do you make time for it every Monday? You're so busy. Like, are you just going there just to go there?" And I'm like, I don't know. It grew on me. It becomes a part of you, It's
like a habit?
It's a hobby, yeah. And like a habit. And once you really love something, it's like, it doesn't matter how busy I am.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. So.
That's good.
It's the life I have. But, Jay, man, I'm curious, man, like, because you mentioned your dad, your mom. You lived with both of them, obviously, your siblings. Growing up, are there any people that you've looked up to or any role models you've had in your life?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I still do. My older brother, he's Jonathan. He's one of the guys that, like, he's always inspired me. Like, we've all gone through adversity, and I feel like he's, like, someone who knows how to handle like hard times, you know, and like he's always like on time. Like, you know how like you were saying like how do you make time? He's always making time for everything, you know.
Wow.
And it's just like I feel like if I can be like him, I'll be successful, you know. Not to say I'm not there, but like I like the way he moves, and I feel like he's just the right kind of role model for me. At least since it's my brother, it's just a perfect role model to be like, you know. So yeah.
And were there things about your brother that you've tried to implement in your life? Like, is it like a certain way of inspiring people? Is it his leadership style? Like, what is it about your brother, I guess, if you want to dive deeper a little bit?
I would say his time management. Like he's always on time on everything. And I feel like he knows when you gotta take time off to do this, to know when to like stop this and do that, you know? And I watch him like every once in a while, like I go to kick it with him, I see what he does, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm picking up a few things that he just stops doing this. He makes sure he gets this done on time so he can get time to do this. You know, like that is something I feel like I'm lacking in my life at the moment. And I'm trying to like implement that from seeing what he does and adding that to my life.
To your life, to then make it more time management, better,
exactly
productive.
Because obviously I feel like I'm always like going 100 miles per hour, doing 10 things at once, not knowing like when to slow down or like to stop or like, you know, take time off things. So
I feel that, man.
That's what I'm trying to be at right now.
You know what, I'm the same way, and I had a few friends. I used to just write my calendar and my priorities on just paper calendar. And then one of my friends was like, you know, you should also have a Google calendar where you have all your priorities, so then your phone like 30 minutes before something, it reminds you to do, you have this. That's helped me so much. And I don't know what your brother does, but I'm sure his method works too. But personally, it's like, I have electronic calendar and I have the paper calendar. So I can like see both. If I don't write it out, man, it just slips my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Because I've been keeping a little journal. Like I bought this book from Home Goods. And I've been writing it just to keep track of like what I've done throughout the day. Like a lot of times I'll not do it. I'll not do those things that I write down. But sometimes I'll tell myself that like, just mark it down as if you did it and then do it the next time, because you feel like you hold yourself accountable if you don't do that thing.
Yeah.
So I've been like keeping a good track of that, which today I kind of crossed out a few other things. So it's
been a good day then.
It's been a good day. I went to Make Worth with my girl. We just got some coffee, sat there, we talked. You know, I checked out some few things I have to do on my to-do list. And I got here and I'm like, you know, after here I'm just gonna do some more side hustle and shit.
There we go.
It's been a typical Sunday for me. So I like it.
I love that, man. Love to hear it. Jay, I want to transition to something that I've kind of been thinking about. And we were talking a little bit before the podcast. Bernard Franklin, he's a Busy Bees barber.
I know that guy.
Yeah?
I used to get a cut from there.
Yeah? He actually gave me this cut right there.
Really?
Recently. Yeah, he was him who did this.
Yeah. I might go to him next time because I went to this new guy and I didn't really... I liked him, but I feel like
Bernard's the man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I had him on the podcast a few episodes back.
Oh. Okay.
And he, you know, gave me a stack of books to read. It was a powerful podcast we did. And the last time I came in for a cut, he recommended a video I watched on YouTube. It was called The Black Epidemic. Or essentially what the video was talking about was, where does the word, you know, the use of the word black people mean? And the historian was pretty much saying, no one really is black, right? Black is like, that's black, right?
A color.
Exactly, it's a color. And he was saying, why is it that when referring to people that are black, quote unquote black, why are we referring to them by their nationality? Kind of like how Asian people are, you know, we're referring to them as, oh, he's Japanese, he's Korean, he's Chinese. You know, why can't we say, oh, he's Eritrean, he's Ghanaian, he's Somalian, he's, you know, Egyptian or whatever like that.
Right.
what are your thoughts on that? Like, is that something you've thought of before in the past, or is this something that bothers you at all? Like, if you have any thoughts about that.
Yeah, that's a good question. When it comes to like race and like ethnicity and like physical appearance, it's kind of hard to like be always spot on that. I'll divert a little bit, but I'm gonna go back to that question. If you think about it, we're in a time where, at the moment, we have this how do you say this? Controversial, like, thing is going on with gender and gender identity. So you can see a person, let's say, presumably is a man, right? And you call him with a pronoun that associate with a man.
Right.
He's probably gonna be like, "Oh, how do you know I'm a man?" You know, he's just gonna dive into that ideology of like, don't identify me by what you see. But as humans, our eyes have always known a man to have this kind of features, and not of a woman's feature. You know, so personally, when it comes to like identifying someone by color or by nationality, I don't expect someone to instantly see me and then know where I'm from. They'll see me and they'll assume I'm black because that's what they see. That's what I appear to be. My pigment is what is showing off to them. You know, that's what the eye can see. Same thing goes with me seeing like a white person. Like I said earlier, I can see someone from Russia and someone from Ukraine. They will not look like they're two different ethnicity or two different like culture. If they're both blonde with blue eyes, instantly to me they're white because they're blonde, blue eyes. They could be Irish, they could be whatever, but what I see with my eyes is white. So let's say I'm describing that person to another person, I'm not gonna be like that Ukrainian or that Irish or that Russian person. I'm just gonna say that white person that just walked out or walked in. You know, do you notice them? Yeah. So you know that's it. Like as an example.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You don't. I'm not expecting someone to instantly know my background. You identify me as what you see, and then I'll educate you on where I'm from, and if I don't want to be associated with that kind of, you know, identification, you know, so it's always like a controversial topic when it comes to like appearance and ethnicity and the whole race thing, which I get there's a history behind the word black or negro or nigger. You know, there's a strong history behind that. But if someone is not well educated on like identifying someone by their ethnicity, I wouldn't expect them to identify me by, you know, just know where I'm from on the spot. You know, I can't hold someone to that.
To that standard.
To that standard.
Right.
They're like, oh, he's Ghanaian or he's African. Sure. I might just look African, but I will not sound like African. I might just sound like African, but what if I'm not African? What if I just went there and I just got my accent there? Because people spend their time in different countries and then develop different kind of accents.
Wow.
So it's hard. It's a very hard topic.
It is.
So for me personally, there's not much of an offense I take to someone who is like identifying me by what they see. You know, because there's nothing that you should be personally, there's nothing that you should be taking offense to if someone just unless they call you by the N-word. Yeah. Or like disrespect you on the spot. That's where I'm gonna take offense to. But they just identify me as what they see.
You're okay with that?
Cool with that.
Right. That's a very interesting perspective, Jay. And I think that seems like a healthy perspective, because then you're not, you know, going crazy over, oh my gosh, the way he just referred to me as a color. Or, but yeah, I don't know, man. It very, that perspective I've never really thought about myself. So when I saw the video, I was like, man, this is interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like my podcast, like I was telling you, is called The Black Experience. And obviously, you know, when I was coming up with that title, it didn't take me long to come up with the title.
Mm.
And that's because I thought about it and I didn't say, hey, I'm going to have people that are a black color. So I said, no, black people meaning African Americans, you know, and people that stem from Africa, generally.
Mm-hmm.
And having that be the focus and the theme of my podcast. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. So that's a unique perspective, though, I think again it's a healthy one where you're not, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to be always offended when someone just referred to me as black. Like if I'm gonna be offended by one person, I should be offended by many other people who say the word black.
Mm.
Because now a lot of people are educated on like my background. If I can ask like 10 people about Africa, they cannot name any country. They might call it a continent. I mean, they might call it a country.
Yeah.
You know.
Probably what, South Africa, maybe Ethiopia,
Yeah.
and Nigeria. Those would be top 3.
I mean,
If
even that, like I'm saying, people call Africa a country.
Oh my gosh.
You know, instead of a continent. And I've even messed up on that.
Yeah.
Occasionally, because like I'm just hearing it so often. And I'm like, oh, the country of Africa. I'm like, no, hold up.
No,
the
hold
continent of Africa.
See what you guys are doing to me?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you know what? Like, if it's not a big deal, just refer to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know me, I'll tell you my name,
Mm-hmm.
and then just refer to me with my name, you know? And if you don't, there's no big deal. Just move on.
No offense taken.
Yeah, just go about your day. I'll go about my day, because I have better shit to worry about. Not by what you identify me as. You
That's
know?
facts. That's facts, man. J-Man, as we're kind of closing the podcast up, you know, I love to ask people this question, but what from the perspective and the journey that you've had, what advice would you give to the younger generation? You know, if there was something or pieces of advice that you would give to them.
Yeah, as in like living in Bellingham, or just like in general, because
Yeah, it is 2 separate things. How about a piece of advice for someone coming here to Bellingham, and then just a general one?
okay, in Bellingham, for me, I would say just be you. You know, you only get one life. This might sound cliche as fuck, but if you think about it, you only get one life. Just live that life. Be you. Do what you gotta do. Listen to what kind of music you want to listen to. Enjoy the experience with people you want to enjoy with. You know, at the end of the day, you can always have a story to tell if you live a genuine life and enjoy the time that you live in, and not actually worrying about what people would think of you or what others would think of you. Because eventually, whether you do like this or that, someone's gonna see you and like judge you on what you're doing. So if you don't care about it and just living and doing what you gotta do, feel free to just explore, do what you gotta do. At that point, you just living your life, just having a good time. You know, you're just not worrying and not caring. So just do you, because there's nothing better to do than just having your best, you know, life doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And for advice in general, same thing applies. You know, we all get 24 hours in a day. Do the best that you can with that 24 hours, and then make sure you feel like you've done something to benefit yourself every day. Because every little improvement that you do counts towards something successful in the future.
Wow.
So if you gotta hustle and bustle to make life easier for you, do that.
Yeah.
If you gotta do something else to make your life better for you, do that. Don't feel like pressure to do this certain kind of thing just because someone wants you to do it.
Right.
Don't feel like you gotta.
And I've fallen victim to that.
Yeah.
So many times, man. I think everyone has probably at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let someone's fun like idea of a good time, define your idea of a good time. If you enjoy playing video games all day and you feel like it's good for you, just do that. Just find other ways and means to like succeed through doing that. You know, if you enjoy, you know, skydiving, just do that. You know, there's so many things people enjoy to do, like have a good time doing, but like they feel like they're gonna be judged. You know, I have a few friends who like tell me about how they feel like that. Like they feel like, oh, I can't do this because I'm gonna disappoint this person. I can't do this because I'm gonna like feel like I'm hurting this person. You know, like, come on, you're gonna hurt someone eventually. So if you're not doing what you want to do, then everybody's gonna be happy and you're gonna be hurting.
Wow.
You know,
That's I've never seen it that way.
Yeah, like I personally, that's how I've been.
Yeah.
That's how I've been taking life.
And that's beautiful advice, but where's the balance though? Let's say you want to do something, but let's say it's dangerous, and let's say you ask your loved ones and people close, and they're saying you shouldn't do that. Like obviously, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good one. Depending on the kind of thing you want to do. Let's say you wanna. What is some dangerous things you can do at it?
I mean, I would say skydiving is dangerous, although it's on my bucket list though.
Yeah, I want to skydive so bad. I'm trying to do the indoor skydiving first, then I'll go to the outdoor.
Then go to the outdoors.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, if you want to, let's say, join a cartel or something like that. That's something I can think of as dangerous. Sure. You know, what's the purpose of you joining a cartel? You know, even though there's danger in that, but what's the purpose of you joining it?
To make money.
To make money.
Right.
Right? And who are you going to take care of? Like, what are you going to do with that money? Take care of your family. Because those cartels, they're not just doing cartel to, like, they're not just in the cartel just to be in a cartel. There might be some few people in that just to be in it. But a lot of time the goal of those kind of things is to generate money and then live their best life because they don't have it any other way.
Right.
You know? Like, let's put it this way. Let's say someone in the cartel has the knowledge to become like a doctor or has the opportunity to become a doctor or like a nurse or like like an IT person.
Sure.
If they have the opportunity, best believe someone they'll take it because they want that life they want that success in life to do what they want to do.
Exactly.
And if you're in a cartel, you have that people in the cartel have the power to do what they want to do. People fear them because they're dangerous. They're like, you know, like you don't mess with those kind of people because they want to be in it.
Yeah.
So it depends. It will depend on what
that danger is.
What the danger is and what like the outcome of that danger is.
Yeah.
Because you can join the military and go to war.
Right.
But the benefit of doing that is to protect your country.
Yeah.
There's a good in that danger. You know, there's benefit in that danger.
There's benefit in that. And also like the cartel example, the end goal being money, there's different ways to do that.
Yeah.
You can make money other ways that it doesn't risk losing your life or losing others' lives or
but also some people do not necessarily have the opportunity. Like to say so let's put this like towards a war in Gaza right now. So there's kids in Gaza where after the whole bombing and stuff like that, they'll grow up without a house, without like somewhere safe to stay, you know, not knowing where the next meal is gonna come from, not knowing where they're gonna sleep, you know, if they're even gonna grow up to be what they dream to be, you know, like if you put it that way, a kid like that will join a military group that's promised to keep them safe, promised to provide food for them, promised to provide like some sort of family for them, promise to like give them what they want to be, and promise to give them revenge on the person causing that harm to them or who put them in that situation. Obviously, that kid, I would say out of like probably 70-30% will join that military group. That way he can also have something, because you can't be on your own in that kind of world where you don't have anything, you don't have nobody, your family has been killed, your house has been destroyed, your options are very limited. You know, so if you to do what you want to do at that in that essence, you're gonna join that group. You're gonna try to have a family within that group. You're gonna try to find somebody to eat.
Right.
Find somewhere to sleep,
Right.
and obviously like live your life within that group because you don't really have the option to do what you want to do.
Right.
Or what like your dreams were.
Wow,
It's been taken away from you.
No, that's good.
So
yeah, and that you can see I don't think about that often because I've been blessed where I'm not in a situation where I'm thinking, where's my next meal gonna be?
exactly.
And so when you get it from their perspective, you're like, hey, this might be the only thing they can do.
Right.
So
like
yeah,
I've known people. I grew up in Ghana, so knowing people like there's some people in Ghana where like they do this thing called sakawa. It's like a online money fraud, and there's kids who like join that sakawa because they've been promised that like if you join us, you get like this unlimited amount of money, like you get this and that, you know, and a lot of times most of these kids are like kids who do not have like family or like a good home to be at that they grew up in.
Yeah.
So they go ahead to instantly join that because it promised a better life, a better path for them for growth, you know, and they join that. So you can say someone will advise them not to do that, but that's what they feel like the success is.
Yeah.
That's what they feel like life can be better at.
Right.
So they join that. So
beautiful, Jay.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
do what like some people you do what you gotta do, but also once like your options are limited, you do what's best for you. So
Yeah. And the like I said, guys, first of all, Jay, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast, bro.
appreciate it.
This has been real. This has been good, man. And I hope you guys were able to take away, the advice and the lessons and just the good stuff that we shared today. What my motivation is to try to help the next generation, help as many people as we can, inspire people, help any way we can because we're when you think about what you have and you're grateful, you're like, wow, I'm actually pretty rich compared to most people in the world.
Right.
I may be considered broke,
But
compared to maybe other people here, but my gosh, I'm not. I have a roof over my head. I'm not worrying about, where my next meal is gonna be. I have family I can call for support. Gratitude, guys, is a good thing. So. Appreciate you sharing that, Jay, man.
appreciate the invite, man.
Absolutely, man. Any last minute comments, things, anything you want to shout out, throw in there?
Not really. I'm just glad to be on this thing because I've been waiting a while to come on it, and
this is long overdue.
It's long overdue. That's what I was saying.
So.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Absolutely, brother. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and y'all stay tuned for more episodes as we roll on. Until next time, guys. Peace.